any newbies, I'm Ken Paul, and this is the lovely, fabulous diva, Mika Lachey.
All right, that was a good intro. You know,
deserve it.
all facts.
She's just always fashionably late. But anyways, so we're back, and it's very fitting our topic today since it is it's been Grammy weekend, and tonight is it's Grammys tonight. So our topic it fits very well.
So tell us what the topic is.
Our topic today is: do we have any living legends in the music industry this generation? But before we start going into our topic, please subscribe below and hit that little bell so our beautiful faces could pop up on your YouTube channel. So Mika Lachey,
Yes, Ken Paul.
do you feel we have any living music legends this generation?
Well, I mean, the person that comes to mind right away is a person who needs no introduction.
Right.
This person has been on the scene for a number of years, and she's a queen, and she can dance, she can sing, she can be in a group, she's going to outshine her group. Of course, Beyonce.
Beyonce. Okay.
So that
comes to mind.
automatically.
And you know, that has come to my mind as well, Beyonce. I love Beyonce, and my thing with Beyonce, does she have that I Will Always Love You song, that Rhythm Nation song, that Thriller song, that song that's timeless, that will be remembered for years to come?
Like, to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. In my closet, that's my stuff. And if I bought it, please don't touch. Are you crazy?
I love the song, but I love Beyonce. I'm part of the Beehive or whatever you call it. Don't attack me, but I don't feel like she has music that will be remembered, like timeless music. Because funny, I love Rihanna too. I love Beyonce more. But for some reason, I low-key feel Rihanna is like a Black Madonna, and she's good with singles, like hit after hit after hit after hit, that I believe she has some songs that will be remembered and played from years to come.
So you feel like she's more of a living legend than Beyonce?
What's the next question?
No, I need to know the answer to that before we continue.
So, I do feel Beyonce is a legend, but I just feel Rihanna has more hits than Beyonce. I feel like she has more hits. Beyonce, as an album collection, is good, but as far as hits, Rihanna beats her on that. She has more number ones than Beyonce, believe it or not. Well, not including Destiny's Child, but as far as solo artists.
Here's what I think. I think you all should put in the comments which one is more of a living legend, Beyonce or Rihanna? And this is no hate, because I love them both.
I love them both,
I really do.
Beyonce is like the entertainer, but I don't know, I feel like Rihanna has those hits, timeless music that I feel like dance tunes like a Madonna. Rihanna has that to me. Beyonce doesn't.
Beyonce doesn't have dance tunes?
They're just not memorable to me. They're not. And I love her.
You know, we have a lot more to talk about, and I think we don't want the whole taping to be strictly about this topic. So, yeah, I think we should leave it up to our viewers.
Right. But who do you?
We'll discuss this forever.
Who do you feel is like the Michaels, the Whitneys, the Madonnas? I feel Rihanna's the Madonna.
Beyonce is the only one that comes to mind.
She's the only one?
I mean, I think you made a good point though when it comes to Rihanna being the Madonna. I can go with that.
Yeah.
I can go with that. But as far as anyone else?
No. I feel Adele. I'm not a big fan of hers, but she has some music to me that I feel will be played from years to come, like timeless songs, like Hello. You know?
See, but my problem with Adele, she's not as mainstream or crossover as she is crossover because I know she's from
the UK. Yeah.
And so I know she's kind of crossover, but she's not mainstream like I don't know. I don't have any friends that listen to Adele.
But you know what though? She keep winning awards over Beyonce.
That's because she reaches a certain demographic. That's why.
But I feel her music, her timeless music. I remember Whitney Houston in an interview she said years ago when she chooses songs with melodies and lyrics that will be played and remembered from generations
Who's
to
this,
generation.
Adele we're talking about?
No, Whitney Houston.
Oh.
She's always said that. And Whitney Houston has songs that you could remember and
I
play.
agree with that.
And I feel Adele has that too. But
I agree.
Beyonce, I don't think she has that.
See, I remember Adele's first album. Remember Adele's first album?
Yeah.
You wanted to borrow it, and I was like, "Sean, you can have
Yeah.
it." And
Rolling in the Deep, that's the classic. That's a classic to me.
I think we should move on to the next part of it because there's more to just, who are the living legends. Because honestly, I can't think of anyone else. I'm kind of done with that. But you did make an interesting point when you wanted to know about. Remember, recently on social media, we had this big debate, or there was this big debate about who's the king of R&B.
R&B, right?
So, since we're talking about music,
Who's the Luther of this generation?
right? So, who's your king of R&B?
My king of R&B right now, jeez. There's not a lot of male singers singing R&B right now. I know Usher, he's an R&B artist, but I was never into Usher like that. Remember years ago we went to that festival?
You'll see him.
And it's funny, Babyface was way older than
And was better.
Usher. He
I
was
agree.
way better. He had
I
more
agree.
energy than Usher vocally.
So you
and
think Babyface is the king of R&B?
he could possibly be one of them. I believe, now I know Jaquez, is this guy's name? Jaquez? Jaquez. I know he sparked this whole debate. Although he may not have the hits yet, I do like his voice.
You always said you like his
I like
voice.
his voice, not because he'll probably
Me, on the other hand, I do like that one song. I'd rather be with you and not with you.
Yeah.
To me, the wrong I have with Jaquez is that he sings in Ebonics to me.
I like it, but it fits him. It fits him.
To each his own. Okay, do you want to
Chris
know
Brown.
who? Oh, Chris Brown. Okay.
Although he's not an R&B, I guess he's not considered to be R&B, but I like his tone.
Yes. Yeah. He even raps a little
He's
bit.
an entertainer like Beyonce.
He's an entertainer. I absolutely agree. So, do you want to know who I think the king of R&B is?
Who?
Are you gonna hate me after?
Oh God. Oh my God. I know what you're gonna say.
I'm not talking about the king of perversion or the king
But here's
of.
the thing. I agree with you.
Oh.
I've always said, although he's disgusting to me,
R. Kelly is the king
R.
of
Kelly
R&B.
really is the king of R&B because R. Kelly he made an impact in the
Right,
R&B world.
right.
He has a lot of hits,
Right.
a lot of baby making music.
Right. And you can still, to this day, well, I could if I could listen to his music. But, before this whole mute R. Kelly thing came out, I was still, 20 years later, bumping to his music.
And you know why? He made timeless music.
I agree.
The lyric of the content of his music.
I agree.
This man can sing 1 minute bump and grind to I Believe I Can Fly.
I agree. I agree.
He's like Whitney Houston said, she searched songs that the lyrics would be memorable,
And he's definitely
He's definitely memorable.
in more ways
In
than
more ways
one.
than one.
All right. So you also mentioned here about it being overly
On
exposed.
social media. Okay. So remember that whole beef with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj
Right.
on social media.
Right.
Recently there's been beef with Offset and Chris Brown recently.
Right.
A lot of singers nowadays, they're overly exposed to me on social media. Everything they do, every beef they have with their colleagues is on social media.
Right.
Back in the days, artists didn't go through that, so it made us.
I'm from an era with hip hop, and I'm gonna let you finish. Not to cut you off, but when it comes to hip hop, I'm like one of the biggest hip hop heads. You know that.
Right.
I barely even listen to R&B music. And I can remember from when hip hop first started, it was always about beef. Kool Moe Dee and LL Cool J,
Right.
Lil Kim and Foxy
Yes.
Brown, and Nas and
Right.
Jay-Z. It was always about beef.
But it was beef on wax in the music, right?
That is true.
Now it's like they're like going back and forth on social media and whatnot. Everyone has the opportunity to chime
Right.
in. So it makes us look at them like regular people. You know how like artists back then, the era of the Whitneys, the Michaels, the Janets,
Right.
they couldn't put out a song or an album. For example, Janet Jackson, she made Rhythm Nation, I think in 1989 when it came out. Up until 1991, her last single from that album was Love Will Never Do Without You.
Right.
She took like 2 to 3 years hiatus. Wasn't out. And she came out with the Janet album. And that even made a bigger impact than the last. And I think back then when artists, when they would take breaks, when they had a mystique about them,
Right.
it made us yearn for them more
I can
and
agree.
miss them. It's like a couple.
Right.
When they're constantly with each other, they're constantly
Right.
it's like, oh my God, I'm getting tired of him. But then when they don't see each other for a while, you miss them, you yearn for them.
That's true.
Artists back then had that impact. Now, they're constantly in our faces. Rihanna right now, she hasn't put out no music. People are asking her to put out music.
And she's quite chill, sis.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So these artists, I think social media, it works, but at the same time, it could be their enemy as well because they're constantly putting their business out there and fighting. And I think it kind of overshadows the music and we're focusing on their personal lives now. And then they become like regular people to us. I don't like that. I miss the artists who were private. You didn't hear about you heard gossip, but not arguing and being like regular people. I want to see you on this level, like I'm idolizing you. I know we shouldn't, but you know what I mean when I say that.
I get you. I mean, I can understand having that whole mystique part. I think for me, with music and the fact that, yeah, they can be somewhat overexposed, I don't have a problem with that because that's just really where we are in social
That's where we
media
are right
today.
now, yeah.
You know, if you're an artist and you don't have, like 500,000 followers, you're not going to get nowhere. So you have to, it's a part of the shift now. You have to be part of the industry in that manner in order to, get a record deal or, if Beyonce's doing it, then that's obviously something you have to do. But you know what, the main part I do have an issue with today's music, we were talking about this before, back in the day, you can have an album and you can let that album ride, let it play out. You can clean and cook every song. Like, what can you recall albums that you could listen to from beginning to end?
Like recently or back?
No, because they don't do that recently.
Back then, I could listen to Janet albums from beginning to end, Whitney's album from beginning to end, Lil Kim. The only album, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation
Education of Lauryn Hill will always be
what's that
the
guy's
top
name?
album.
Summer Rain,
Carl Thomas,
the CD,
yes,
R. Kelly, unfortunately.
Right, and see, this is my point. Now, I have 5,000 songs on my playlist, so I don't listen
It's about
to
singles.
full albums now. And to me, I think that's kind of like the disadvantage or the disconnect with the artist, because back in the day when you had full albums, it was almost as if you became one with the artist.
Right.
You had an intimate connection with the artist because you're able to hear the entire album. Now, I can't get an intimate connection with any of these songs because I don't even have my songs in groups.
Yeah.
I can have a hip hop song and then a gospel song will come
Right,
on.
and now it's about streaming. It's not about going to a record store that we used to go to and buy an album. So now
I had some big. You know what album I had that was really good? Faith's Out Soon.
Soon As I Get Home.
That album was everything.
Mhm.
What another album?
Mary J. Blige,
Oh,
the
God.
My Life CD. From beginning to this day, I can still. The only CD in this generation that I was able to listen to from the beginning to the end was Cardi B's new CD.
Yeah,
That was
you're
the
right.
only one
You're right.
recently.
I like that entire album.
Oh, you made a point. You said that Beyonce is doing it on social media. The difference is Beyonce don't beef with no one.
That is true.
She don't even respond. Beyonce barely puts captions under her photos.
Right.
So she has the mystique to her, and it makes you crave, like, what is she doing?
Right.
What are you gonna come with next? You know what I mean? I
I
miss
agree.
that mystique about artists that we had back in the day.
I agree. I
really
totally
do.
agree. I think for me, I don't know. It's just still about just being able to have a full album that you can just listen to and enjoy. It's just gonna take. It's a journey that it takes you on.
A different emotion. The only Beyonce album I was able to listen to from beginning to end was, of course, her first one, her first solo album, and her self-titled Beyonce album. To me, that's the best album she's ever had so far. Another thing too with singers, I feel like everything is so. We want it to be instant, microwave. It's all about singles, back to back, back to back, back to back, where you can't even enjoy the last single because now these artists are coming out with another one so quick. It's like they have to do it in order to stay.
I mean, you have record
relevant.
Executives; they need their checks.
Yeah,
so.
but it's like now they have to stay relevant, or else we will forget about them because there's so many people coming out. Shaka Khan recently said and made that comment. She believes artists today have no talent.
Well. Another album I used to listen to. I disagree with that. Jill Scott's album, her first album.
I never got into her, but I did like some of her songs.
That whole album, and I know you're not really fond of Erykah Badu either. That whole first album. I could just think of so many albums that just take, and even when you listen to it now, it just takes you back to a place in time.
Right.
It takes you back to a moment of where, you feel like, oh, I've arrived, or oh, I remember this person I was dating. It just takes you back to a moment. And like I said, I don't really, there's songs that I like, but I don't have full albums that I don't even bother to download. Wait, I did download a whole album recently. Who was that? Okay. Oh, I know.
Who?
That wasn't.
R. Kelly?
No.
Oh.
Jay-Z's and Beyonce's last album.
Yeah. We're not gonna
we don't want the Beehive to cancel us, so we just got started.
when I think of Mary J. Blige, My Life CD, it's funny. I was I think 6th grade or in high school. I think 6th or 9th grade. I remember that CD really helped me. Now, granted, of course, I was a kid. I wasn't going through what she was going through, relationships, but I was going through other things, and that CD connected me to, like you said, the connection, the journey. To this day, when I hear that CD, I think about that moment where I was in my life and how that CD helped me. But nowadays, these albums don't do that.
Yeah,
they don't do that.
That's what they're kind of microwaving their effects.
Yeah, I guess so. The world we live in now, we're microwave to be that way now, programmed to be that way now. So,
well, I think
we're done.
And again, we want this to be a healthy conversation. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what album you can still ride completely out to this day, or maybe what albums you rode out to in the past.
And who do you feel is your Whitney, your Michael, your Prince?
To you, okay.
So drop a comment, let us know.
We'll be looking for it. So, with that being said, gosh, I look forward to this every time. It's now Fuckboy of the Daytime. So again, hopefully we're still getting new followers. So as we've mentioned before, at the close of every topic, we will introduce our fuckboy of the day. And again, who could meet these qualifications? Oh my gosh. Well, it would have to be someone that you all know.
Yeah.
And it would have to be someone who is despicable, who is low in character, and you get the gist of it. So, our fuckboy of the day, let me get my handy notes for that. Who's our fuckboy of the day? Should I introduce that person?
Go ahead.
All right. Lil Bow Wow. Or he took a little
I think he took a little off. I mean, he's still little.
Lil Bow Wow. Okay.
Why is Bow Wow the fuckboy of the day?
Well, I feel the need to get my reporter voice on and report to you in case you guys haven't heard. There was an altercation.
Reporting live.
Yeah, well, not live because it already happened, but you get it. There was an altercation between him and his girlfriend, and I did see, I don't know if you've been watching that show,
Growing Up Hip Hop?
Growing Up Hip Hop. And I've seen where him and his girlfriend would get into altercations there as well. But there was another altercation where I'm sure you guys have seen the mugshot. You know, you've seen the scratches on his face. I just think prior to it getting to this,
right.
you know, as we talk about signs of men or women not being the one, their relationship already seems a little bit hostile before that incident occurred.
Yeah.
So it's not so much about judging the incident just that recently took place. It's really about judging what you have been showing prior to that even happening. And I'm just trying to understand, and I don't really want to say it's her fault or his fault.
Right.
Really, it's both of you, because if you see that the relationship is in turmoil, if you're fighting, if you're, you know, if it's toxic, somebody needs to be the grown up and say, you know what, this is really not the relationship that we need to have. This is really not going anywhere. So, with that being said, Bow Wow was arrested in Atlanta early Saturday morning for allegedly hitting Leslie, and she was also arrested. So, and the only reason why she's not going to get the fuck girl title is because, well, first of all, it's a fuckboy segment, so she wouldn't be able to. But not only that,
She doesn't qualify.
She doesn't qualify. But it's Bow Wow who's the celebrity. And I would think that you would want to protect your image at all costs. And that's really why you're getting the fuckboy of the day. But the story was released, and from the incident, Kyomi, is that her name? Kyomi Leslie claims Bow Wow hit her multiple times, took her phone, and refused to let her out of a bedroom in their apartment. An additional 911 call was made by the apartment building's manager, claiming a resident heard a male voice saying he was slapped up out of this. He was slapped the fuck out of this bitch.
Did you see the video, the TMZ video recently? So there's a video TMZ released where what led up to, I guess, his face getting scratched up. In the video, they're in an elevator, and he appeared to be the aggressor. It was all in her face, you know, just egging her on, you know. And those scratches, to me, that's, in my opinion, that's self-defense, in my opinion. Now, besides all this, Bow Wow, he was been a fuckboy. Because last year, Bow Wow had gotten into a lot of, again, like social media, a lot of altercations and beef with other celebrities on social media. You know, C-list, D-list celebrities, you know. There was a situation with him on the show, Growing Up Hip Hop. You know, Lil Mama was on the show.
Right.
And I guess there was an episode where Bow Wow was telling one of the cast members that Lil Mama, she's pretty much easy. He could sleep with her within a week or whatever.
I thought they were brother and sister.
Exactly.
Nah, that's how Charlamagne would always say that.
They were the same person at one point. But anyway, she clapped back and said, you know, you don't know me, you don't know anything of me, I'll slap the crap out of you, whatever. Then he got into another beef on social media again with Erica Mena and that doll girl from Love and Hip Hop, something doll, I forget her name. She has a song called Nothing Nice, or not Cash Doll.
Dream Doll.
He got into another altercation with, not altercation, he got into an argument with Dream Doll on social media. So he appears to be getting into a lot of beef or arguments with women on social media. To me, that's why he's a fuckboy for me.
Right.
He's always been a fuckboy.
And how old is Bow Wow? Let's take a look, because
maybe 28.
I just think at a certain age, let's see, how old is Bow Wow?
Oh, he's 31.
Oh, 31.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
I don't even remember a song of Bow Wow's. I can't even.
you ain't nothing, you ain't fresh as I is. I used to like that song.
Oh, you know what song that I did like from Bow Wow? Then again, it was a duet. It was the one he had with him and Ciara. I ain't never. I like that song. But Bow Wow,
all I wanna do is see you bounce with me, bounce.
That's his song?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this music.
I guess my issue with Bow Wow is that, you know, 31, that's the perfect time to, I don't know, grow the fuck up.
He needs to grow up.
You need to grow up.
You're still little. Besides your height.
But we're not talking about height, we're talking about
That's why I said besides height.
Right.
You're still little.
Grow up, you know, put on your man boobs You know what I'm saying? Pull your pants up. And again, are these women worth it? You know, I would think that you would be concerned about your legacy and having people to, you know, make good music, make some quality music. He's not, he wouldn't be a legend.
Bow Wow's a legend? Did Bow Wow make an impact? I believe, in my opinion, to be a legend, you have to have made an impact on the chart.
This kid was like 5 years old with an album.
A lot of singers were kids that made albums and they're nowhere to be found.
But we're talking about Bow Wow today, so
because
25 years later, it's not anything good, right?
That we're talking about.
I mean, he's on Growing Up Hip Hop.
And you know how I feel about that. When artists go on reality shows because they're no longer, they're trying to get relevant.
Yeah.
But hey, get your money. At the end of the day, you have more than me. So hey.
Bow Wow, and this is in all seriousness, I just want to see you grow, and I want to see you be able to overcome, you know, these demons, because at the end of the day, do you want to have to resort in working for, you know, I don't want to offend anybody, so places that you don't want to work, you know, you've built this career, you've built this legacy, and you're going to let it go all for some ass that you clearly are not going to marry. You don't seem to love this girl, so why not just move on? And maybe you do love her, but I think if the love is shown in that way, then it's just not healthy and you need to let that love go.
Bow Wow, I have nothing for you because I really don't care for you as an artist. I just don't care.
So with that being said, of course, we're two Black Blondes, and we thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next time. But don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff.